Also a Hall of Famer. We're going to talk about that coming up in just
famous.
a little bit. Thanks, David, so much for the forecast. Of course, the eyes of the nation are certainly on Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania once again today for the 2023 edition of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and David and I actually visited Gobbler's Knob a few years back with our Elsbeth Meisner and photographer David DeCola.
Cold was, I think, the one takeaway that you took out of your trip down to Punxsutawney.
It was cold. It was a lot of fun, but it was cold. I was underprepared. It was my fault, though.
All right. Well, legend, of course, has it that if Phil sees his shadow a little later this morning, 6 more weeks of winter, and if he doesn't, that's the early spring that we are all, I think, hoping for. But all of that aside, it's just really a reason to throw one heck of an early morning party down in central Pennsylvania. And the world's most famous groundhog forecaster, Phil, of course, is the star of the show in Punxsutawney. He'll give us that winter weather prediction a little after 7 a.m., and that's something that's happened every year since 1887. I do want to point out the folks at NOAA, they've been fact-checking Phil. They say he's only been right about 40% of the time over the past decade. A little bit ago, we heard Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro addressing the crowd down at Punxsutawney. He's just the third sitting Pennsylvania governor ever to attend that Punxsutawney party.
Big party before the sun comes up.
Yeah, that's true. They are not wasting any time. The fireworks certainly already being shot off down in Punxsutawney. Live images from Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania for you at 6:32. And it's a spot where our Megan Selensky visited just yesterday as the Punxsutawney Weather Discovery Center inducted its final member into the Meteorologist Hall of Fame. 3 guesses who it is, and the first 2 don't count, as they say.
And Megan, you kind of said it earlier in the broadcast, but people there think this should be called Groundhog Days because the party gets going even yesterday, you saw.
Yes, I got there bright and early yesterday morning at 9 a.m. Everyone was already setting up, partying, ready to go for Phil's prediction later this morning. And I talked to some of the residents about how they felt both about having this tradition in Punxsutawney and now that Phil is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Take a look. For over 130 years, all eyes turn to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania on February 2nd to find out whether or not we will have an additional 6 weeks of winter.
We've had people here from like New Zealand, Australia, Japan. Like, it's amazing like how many people come from far away.
Kay Curtis has been a waitress at Punxsy Phil's for over 40 years in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. She has met thousands of people in her small hometown that come to meet Phil because of this crowd-drawing tradition.
I really like meeting all the new people and the families. It's really family-oriented now, so I really enjoy all that. It's fun.
According to Curtis, Groundhog Day is a unique experience in Punxsutawney, and she says it's an experience worth the drive.
Oh, you have to come and enjoy it and see all the excitement. It's really fun. You'd have a great time.
Well, at the Weather Discovery Center yesterday, Phil was inducted into the Meteorologist Hall of Fame, and he wants to thank all of his supporters as well as his wife for the help over the last 137 years of predicting whether or not we will have an extended winter. Mark Brissa, what do you think? Early spring or an extended winter?
It's always early spring, at least wishful early spring, I guess you could say.
But David did just bring us back to reality, and it is going to be a long winter, he thinks.
Megan kind of buried the lead there. Breaking news out of Punxsutawney. Phil and Phyllis have tied the groundhog knot, apparently.